What's up, reefers? Back again with another update. A few things have changed. First, I'd like to talk about the Coral Box Wave of Motion. It's basically just this pump mover. So that's a Jabo RW15 or SOW15, and this just turns it, I think, like 100 and God, I can't even remember how many degrees, but it flows it right and left. Seems to be working really well. There is one issue, and that's I need to put more of a pipe in there. There's a pipe that can go in between that part and that part. You could have it all the way down here, but it is drawing water in, especially when these are in the mode that they're in right now, this gyre mode. Yeah, you'll see the water kind of cyclone up there, pull it in and blow bubbles all around. So that's one thing that I've been using. I wanted to test it out for about a month or so, and things have been going really well with using that. I've already swapped out that pump. I think it was about a week and a half ago. I have two of these, so I just give them a little citric acid bath and put the other one in. Good to go. Kind of scrub down that mount that it's on. But everything's going really well in here. A reefer pointed out that this looked like a happy face before. Well, it's starting to look more like a unicorn happy face. It's got a bunch of little, or maybe a deer, elk, I don't know. It's got a bunch of little niblets coming up off the top, doing super well. Another thing I want to point out, I cut this TSA Bill Murray and placed it right down there. All the branches are still doing really well on it. But this one up here, I think it's been about 3 weeks now. And as you can see, it has fresh new growth. Everything's looking great with that. The Carolina Reaper just continues to populate that frag rack. I need to get some frag plugs on there, have them start growing onto that. Haven't done it yet, but everything in the tank's doing really well. I did get a new little toy. It was kind of necessary. It's cold in Iowa. Here's a unboxing of the Finex Titanium. This is an 800 watt, and if you look in the sump, let's see, yeah, it basically goes front to back. I measured it out, and there's a little bit of room up there so that the cord isn't bent at 90 degrees. I had the 500 watt in here before, and it was just kind of, I think it was towards the end of its life cycle. I had to put another, the pump or the heater that I use for mixing salt water down in the basement. I had to put that in here just to make sure that it was, keeping up. Let me show you what I use to control the heat. It's dirty right now, but and even though it says 79.3, 79.5, it's actually 78.5 if it's 79.5 up down below. It's just I haven't had time to reset that. There's the controllers for the fans that are in the top of the unit and in the sump. If you don't know, I have a fan right there sucking air out from in here just so it doesn't get too humid in the sump area. And let me show you two things up here. So I have a fan there and a fan back there. So one up front, one in back. One is drawing fresh air in, one is drawing fresh air out. And here's the other thing that happened. I put my other OR3 blue bar back up here. I don't have the T5 that was down here anymore. There was absolutely nothing wrong with T5. The problem was when I get in the tank, the T5 would take up about this much space. So every time I'm getting in, I have to adjust it up, adjust it down. Sometimes I'd forget to bring it down because I'd have something, going on, whatever. But now I just reach right in. Plenty of room for feeding, for for coral feeding. Everything in here looks fine. I just did this today, so we'll see if there's any adverse effects going on. Then another quick update. I had, so all this green Monty, as you can see where it's kind of died off, kind of purplish up there, back there. I did it over here on the chili pepper, or the chili flake, or something like that. And again on some red Monty that I could actually get to, and it's back behind that coral as well. So I did it on all those areas, and I did that because they were just kind of encroaching too close to the pink SPS back there, the chalice, a little bit close to this front one. This one seems to be killing it off, but I didn't know how the pink would do up against it, so I figured I'd give it a chance. So basically what I do is I mix up a kalkwasser paste and squirt it directly on top of the coral and just let it sit for about 10 minutes. Then I start the general flow back up, just the return pump. I don't turn on the gyre or the J-bow. I leave those running, or I leave it like that for about another 20 minutes, just so everybody has circulation in here. All the fish are fine. You know, the heater's going, just so everything's working as it should. There just isn't quite as much flow for the corals. But then after about 20 minutes, I'd say 30 minutes total, I turn the pumps on and it kind of blows all that off. And this is what you're left with. This is obviously, I think this is about 2 hours old. Tomorrow it'll kind of turn a little bit brownish. I'll do another update on it here soon. But I think that's it for the tank. Everything in here is going really well. Everybody's thriving, surviving. All the corals are doing really well. I will say, had I known how into SPS sticks I'd get, I never would have put Monopora in here. I guess I shouldn't say that. I do stuff like this guy back here that there's no way it's going to get up to those within a year or so. I'd put them down on the floor like this. But as far as up on the rock, I wouldn't do it. So that's something to keep in mind. You know, Zoas aren't nearly as bad. They can spread quick. They can fill in those voids. But Monopora, it's a pain to kill off. And once you have high value sticks, or just if that's what you're going for, if you're going for sticks, that Monopora will be a pain in your ass your whole time reefing. All right, reefers, that's it. That's it for this video. Until next time, peace.